Greetings everybody and welcome to Madrid Ball. Hope you all are safe and sound. Today in this video, we will discuss Hazard and Casemiro who are set to miss the important clash against Valencia, and we will do the match preview of Real Madrid's next fixture as Real travel away from home looking for 3 points to top the La Liga standings. So let's get started. Starting with some terrible news for Madridistas, Casemiro and Eden Hazard have tested positive for the COVID-19 and they are going to be sidelined due to this horrible virus. That is a major blow for Real Madrid. I really feel bad about this situation. Eden Hazard had just returned from injury and we were really looking forward to seeing Hazard come into his own as he was playing more and more minutes. But again, he will have to watch his team from home and it must be very frustrating for him. He was looking to answer his critics, work back into complete match fitness and be a regular fixture in the side. But now he will have to stay away from the pitch in the comfort of his home and try and recover from the virus as soon as possible. Casemiro, on the other hand, he also has been victimized by the virus. He was far below his standards last night against Inter, but we all know how important Casemiro is to our squad. How the physicality that he brings is absolutely crucial for our midfield and also for the way the Real Madrid team is set up. Add to that, we do not have any backup for Casemiro, making it a tricky situation for Real Madrid. Earlier, Militao had also been tested positive for the virus. It's a difficult time for our players, and these instances do tend to drop the morale of our squad. From personal experience, I can say how bad the virus can be. At the moment, our players may not have symptoms of the virus, and it's good that the players get tested regularly before each match day because that is the key to fighting the virus. Early detection prevents the virus from affecting the lungs. Sometimes we do think that just because the players are not showing symptoms, they will recover quickly, but this is a very unpredictable virus. Research is still going on in order to understand the nature of the virus as different people respond to the virus in different ways. And hence I would request to all of you, in whichever part of the world you are, if you feel that you have some symptoms of COVID, you have a sore throat and body ache, I request you, do not hesitate from getting tested because detection will ensure that the virus does not affect any of your internal organs. I extend my best wishes to all our first team players and the players who have been affected in the Real Madrid Castilla side as well. Moving on to the match preview of Valencia versus Real Madrid. Last time we faced them, we beat them comfortably 3-0 with Marco Asensio coming off the bench to score with his first touch after returning from a lengthy spell on the sideline due to injury. But the last time that Real Madrid had played Valencia at Mestalla away from home, they could only manage a draw and Benzema had to come up with a dramatic late equalizer in the 95th minute from a Thibaut Courtois assist who was up for a corner to salvage a point. I am pretty sure you would remember Courtois' assist, and if you thought that was dramatic, what would you say if I said that Valencia managed a 2-2 draw in an action-packed match? It had red cards and it had a 100-minute penalty converted by Carlos Soler, which ensured the match ended in a draw. Now if we just have a quick look at the league table, at the moment we have Real Sociedad incredibly at the top of the table with 17 points, and then we have Real Madrid with 16, of course with the game in hand. So this will be a match where Zidane will look to regain the top position. But if we have a look at our opponents Valencia, they are way down the table in the 15th position and they just managed 8 points from 8 games. They have endured a very poor start to this campaign and a lot of things have happened and are still happening behind the scenes at Valencia. There's a lot of disharmony in the group and there is great animosity between the coach and the board of directors. Recently, the coach of Valencia, Javi Garcia, revealed that he wants to leave the club and is only remaining in his position due to a contractual obligation. The Spaniard is unhappy that a number of his key players were allowed to leave the Mestalla over the summer without replacements arriving. Adding to that, Geoffrey Condobia had accused the club's president of destroying an ambitious project before the Frenchman subsequently joined Atletico Madrid. Hence, a lot of the important players have left the club and Valencia are not looking good at the moment. But one thing that Valencia will keep in mind to motivate themselves is the previous results Valencia have had at home in Mestalla against Real Madrid. They have a strong record at home against the Los Blancos and they have just lost one of their 6 matches against us at home. So we have to be careful here. Valencia may be in a very bad condition at the moment, but Mestalla has not been a happy hunting ground for Real, and it's not like we have been flying high and mighty with our performances. If we have a look at the squad list, we have a number of absentees, but one player who is returning to the squad after a while is Martin Odegaard. He has recovered from his calf injury. Finally, some positive news for Real Madrid fans. Pictures had emerged of him training with his teammates in the past, and now he is set to go against Valencia in our next La Liga match. Moving on, coming to the pre-match interview of ZInedine Zidane. Obviously, a lot of questions were surrounding the situation of our players getting affected by the virus and that Real Madrid had to train individually on Saturday. Zidane replied to one of the questions regarding Casemiro and Eden Hazard. He said, and I quote, "They are both good. They're obviously not happy about what has happened, but mentally they are good. Physically they have a few things, but they are well. I've exchanged messages with them and will talk with them again later. This can happen and we have to accept it. We have to adapt to the situation. It could be worse. Many people are having a tough time with this, but it's true that it's concerning and it's tough when you have a different training session like this." Despite the absentees, Zidane avoided making any excuses and he went on to say, "It's a difficult match, but we are preparing as always to have a good performance. We are facing a good opposition." Isco was also one of the players about whom Zidane was asked in the press conference. Obviously, we know that Isco has received very few minutes in this season, only 177 minutes till now to be precise. He didn't play any role in the Champions League as well, so Zidane was asked what's going on with the Isco situation and he replied, "He just needs to keep working. It's not an Isco problem, it's my problem. It's true he hasn't been playing much, but he just needs to keep working and doing what he's doing. He has had tough times and also good times. We have many matches coming up and I hope he'll be able to demonstrate what he can do." Finally, Martin Odegaard was brought up too as he is back from injury. Zidane was asked if he's happy with the Norwegian going away with his national team next week. He replied, "It doesn't matter if that annoys me or not. His national team can call him up and that's what they are doing. He'll be with us tomorrow." Now the concern here is that Odegaard has just returned from an injury that he had received in the previous international break when he was playing for his national team, and we do at times tend to be a bit selfish when we see our players going away for international duty. The club does suffer due to any injury the players pick up away from the club, and we feel it's better the players skip these matches and rather stay wrapped in cotton wool and be ready for whenever the club calls. But we have to remember that for any athlete, playing for the national team is a very big honor. There are a lot of sentiments attached, and even today, if you ask most players, they would be ready to give up all their club success in exchange for international trophies. That is what a nation means for any player. The feeling of making your own nation proud is a different feeling altogether, and that is why we see the eagerness of these players to join up with the national squad. I agree, some matches are really not enjoyable, but this is the psychology of the players regarding the selection in the national team. Now coming to the match predictions, firstly, the lineup, I'll predict Courtois of course alongside the same back four from the Inter game. In the midfield, Kroos, Modric and Valverde look like the obvious options, and in attack, we may see Vinicius, Benzema, and I'll go for Rodrygo here and give Asensio a break. I think Rodrygo got us the winner in the previous match, and before that match against Huesca, he had come off the bench to assist Benzema. So it's time the youngster gets rewarded with a start and in the process, give a wake-up call to Asensio. Vinicius on the other hand may be given a nod as we lack options on the right. I won't be surprised if we see Isco or Odegaard being played in the number 10 role, just like the setup that Zidane had gone with in the first match of the season against Sociedad. And now finally the score predictions. It's a match away from home and Valencia are capable of producing a result against any top side. But considering the behind the scenes issues at the club and the current form, I go for a Real Madrid victory with the scoreline Valencia 1, Real Madrid 3. Come on, let's go to the top of the table. So that is all we have here in this video. Do let me know your thoughts below. Do you see Odegaard or Isco starting tomorrow? How do you feel about Real being without Casemiro or Hazard? And lastly, what are your match predictions? Write in the comment section below. I will see you soon. Till then, take care. And as always, Hala Madrid.
Yeah.